about a year ago, we really stopped buying assets. Prior to maybe a year and a half ago, we were buying an apartment building about every 3 months. We were buying pools of non-performing notes. And about a year ago, a little bit more, Carrie and I had a discussion. And look, my company is a distressed asset buyer. Okay. So, a lot of people don't want to sell. Well, we started selling things years ago. We sold one of our mobile home parks. We sold 3 apartment buildings to raise cash. I feel like I kind of follow Warren Buffett's theory. Cash is king. And when the market gets really high and I hear things like, this is going to last forever, this is different this time.
Right.
So if you follow history, if you think that way, history will kick you in your butt. So we decided to, since I'm a distressed asset buyer, there wasn't a lot of things for us to buy. And I saw things being purchased for way above that what a normal cap rate is. Cap rates going very low. Apartment buildings, we were getting outbid by 3 or 4 million. And look, I'm about as motivated and a challenged person, and I don't like to lose on bids. I bid on something, I want to get that property. But there was a time of discipline. There's a time of discipline to maybe pay up a little bit more than what you're normally doing. But you have to be very careful of that. It all comes down to rate of return, how much you can make, and don't fantasize in your mind that it's not going to work out. Because if you change the rules of engagement when you're purchasing assets, you're going to fail. You have to have discipline. What most investors don't have is discipline, because when they get caught up in a wave of making money and they're hearing their friends making their money and they hear all these things, they get caught up in it. But, I talk to a lot of people and they would call me and say, hey, what are you doing in the market right now? Now, this was this past year. And I said, nothing. They're like, you're Steve Lloyd. You raise money. You buy assets. I'm like, well, right now I'm not. So they're like, well, what do you think? I said, well, I think we're going to have a pullback. Now, my definition of a pullback, 3 to 6 months ago was 5 or 10%. And if we're talking in the real estate market. So little did I know the world was going to change. And now my view is a little bit different. It's probably different than most people. People think that there's going to be a V-shaped recovery. I totally disagree with that. I think when you have unemployment that claims are at 16, 17, 18 million, I think it's going to be very difficult to restart an economy. And I think for investors that want to buy, I think they have to be careful. You can still get a good deal right now, but I think I think time is on your side. You have to let things filter out, be patient. And I believe that you're going to be able to really make some good purchases in a year to a year and a half. That's really my time frame for buying real estate assets. But who knows? I mean, people might want to dump. They might get scared. There's a lot of fear right now. They might want to get out of deals right now, and you might be able to work out some really good situations to pick up a piece of asset. So it's really balance of what you feel that you should be doing. Can you sleep at night? I always tell my investors, if you're in an investment where you can't sleep at night, you need to sell or get your money back.